Once upon a time, in the bustling heart of Washington, D.C., Alex and his daughter Elisa sought a new beginning, moving into a venerable house that whispered secrets from its past. The excitement of a fresh start in a city teeming with life and opportunity overshadowed the subtle, uneasy feeling Alex tried to dismiss as they crossed the threshold of their new home.
Wow, Dad, it's so big. Can I have the room with the big window?
Of course, Princess. That room will be perfect for you.
The house, an imposing structure with Victorian architecture, had an air of neglected grandeur. Its walls, lined with portraits whose eyes seemed to follow one's every move, held a stoic silence, broken only by the occasional creaks and groans of settling wood. Initially, Elisa was her usual cheerful self, exploring every nook and cranny with the curiosity of a child and the fearlessness of youth. However, as days turned into nights, a palpable change descended upon her. It started with minor oddities. Her toys would be found in different places from where she had left them, though she insisted she hadn't moved them. Alex thought little of it, attributing it to the forgetfulness that often accompanies the stress of moving. But the incidents grew stranger, more unsettling. One night, as the city slept and the moon cast a silver glow through the windows, Alex was awakened by the sound of whispering. The soft, indistinct murmurs seemed to emanate from Elisa's room. Heart pounding, he crept towards her door, expecting to find her awake and talking in her sleep. Instead, he found her sound asleep, the whispering continuing with no discernible source. A cold breeze swept through the room, though the windows were closed, and the air felt charged with an unseen presence. One evening, as shadows lengthened and the house seemed to close in on itself, Alex heard a blood-curdling scream from Elisa's room. Rushing to her, he was met with a scene that would haunt his nightmares. Elisa was standing in the center of her room, but she was not alone. Shadows danced around her, coalescing into forms that were almost human but twisted in agonizing contortions. Frozen in terror, Alex could only watch as his daughter's innocent face contorted into a grotesque mask of fury. Her body lifted, levitating a few inches off the ground, her arms spread wide as if embracing the darkness. The room grew colder, a malevolent chill that seemed to seep into Alex's very bones. The stench of decay filled the air, overwhelming and putrid. As quickly as it had begun, the phenomenon ceased. Elisa collapsed to the ground, her body limp and lifeless. Alex rushed to her, cradling her in his arms, her body cold to the touch. But as he whispered her name, her eyes fluttered open, no longer the vibrant eyes of his daughter, but dark, depthless pools that seemed to stare right through him. Desperate, Alex sought help from every corner: doctors, psychologists, anyone who might offer an explanation or a solution. But the tests revealed nothing abnormal, and the specialists were left baffled. The scientific world had no answers for the phenomena occurring in their home. Meanwhile, Elisa's behavior became increasingly alarming. Her moments of lucidity grew scarce, her personality overshadowed by something or someone unrecognizable. The paranormal activities escalated from there. One night, he found Elisa levitating above her bed. It was a scene straight out of a nightmare. Her eyes white, devoid of pupils. She spoke in tongues, her voice a cacophony of many, deep and ancient, uttering words that seemed to claw at the very fabric of reality. Alex reached out to her, but an invisible force shoved him back, throwing him against the wall with such force it left him dazed. The room grew colder, a frost forming on the windows, and spreading across the walls. Objects began to move, books hurled themselves at Alex, pictures flew off walls, their glass shattering as they hit the ground. Amid the chaos, Elisa floated down, landing softly on her bed. Her body ceased its contortions, and for a moment, Alex thought it was over. But then she turned to him, her eyes black pits, and spoke in a voice that chilled his blood.
You cannot save her. She is ours.